Okay, so we'll be using a 5/8 bull rope, I believe it's from All Gear, and the GB bollard, which is down here at the base, it is the secret to this job.
Okay. We'll just do this one. I don't want to wait.
So we'll continuously be dealing with the traffic. There's a turn to the left and a hill to the right. As I get up the tree, I start to get a better view over the hill, but the corner is still going to be hard to see no matter what. And this tree, as I get up in it, I'm completely over the top of the road. And the other thing we have to watch out for is there's high voltage wires that I can definitely hit with the tops that is on the other side of the road here. So as we go here, you'll notice Jake is actually grabbing the top of the rope there and pulling down as he goes in and puts his wraps on the bollard. Having that bollard low is going to give it the leverage and allow him to have leverage to tighten each one of them up so that they don't drop so far. He's doing a really good job running these things, keeping them out of the road. So you'll notice he keeps his surroundings there at the bollard where he's going to be doing all of his movement and the important stuff. He keeps that clear as he goes, so if a piece gets in the way, he processes it, gets it out of the way, and we continue. I have rings spread out throughout this canopy so that it will displace the weight and the pressure and everything, so it's making the system work a little smoother. But Jake putting the right amount of wraps is honestly the key, and him running things correctly. So a lot of this is credited to Jake, the way everything kind of runs smooth. Alright, so right here is a really good example and a really good view of him being able to tension the line and put his wraps on. You can see the bollard is somewhere down at the waistline, so he's able to reach up and use his body weight from his chest and really put some tension into that rope as he puts his wraps. So having that at the right location is key.
Hey, don't lower it. You could have. Oh, why would you lower it? You could have walked out there and grabbed it. It wasn't weightless at that time.
Oh, shit.
Come on, man. Now you gotta get out there and get it quick. Good job. You're strong. Nice job on the run, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was expecting to be shook a little harder. Especially with this gnarly limb walk out here.
So the way I normally work things with a ground guy is I will call out the first few pieces and tell him how many wraps, and that'll be a gauge for him to go off from there on, and he'll judge everything from there and make all of his own calls. Jake is developing a lot of good experience and has become very good at what he does, so he should be proud of what he's been able to do. The other thing you'll see him do as every piece lowers and he gets it on the ground, he'll disconnect the rope completely from the bollard. That helps the climber if he needs to move the rope, and it helps the ground guy too. Okay, so kind of like I was saying before, if you notice where I'm lowering the saw down, it goes right to the middle of the road, and I'm not actually at the very top yet, and it just goes horizontal out. So I'm really, with all this stuff, I'm getting really close to these power lines. That's my 200T. It's priceless to me, and I'm bummed that it's not working. Jake's gonna switch it out with my 150, and we're gonna hope that we can continue going here. Which kind of sucks, but I think Jake sees some traffic. Yeah, you definitely want to get out of the way for those guys.
Yep.
So if you notice here, Jake has a good grip on the rope, but it's not, he don't have it locked off on his hands. He lets it slide through his fingers gently, and that's how you let it run. The device at the base of the tree needs to do all the work. You shouldn't be trying to hold the weight up. So here on this one, after this car passes, I asked Jake, he's sending me up a tagline, and I'm asking him if one of these limbs, if I cut it, if I'm going to clear the high voltage wires on the other side. So he runs over here, gets a good look from up underneath, and according to Jake, he says I'm going to miss it, so we're going to try to free cut a few of these, and then one of them is going to have a tagline, and hopefully it goes the right way. If not, we're in trouble. So if you look close, you can see the cedar tree on the other side of the road. It is actually on the other side of the electric wire. So when it hits one of them limbs, that tells you how close it was to the high voltage wires. Watch this.
Nice! Nice! Woo! Woo, that was close! Yeah. Pull that one to that side of the road for now.
Okay.
yourself in there.
My bad.
That was a good run, but try to stay away. You know, don't run to the bollard.
All right.
If you're gonna move with the rope and kind of walk with it or run with it, just give yourself more space. Back up more.
Okay.
Because I don't want you getting ever anywhere near your fingers getting close to that bollard. Because if it gets stuck in your hands, it rip your hands into that bollard. Take your fingers off. Get it out of this real quick.
Sorry about that.
God, she like swerved all the way over here under us.
Yeah, I know.
That was ridiculous. Like, she would have been totally out of the way, but the branch, it was starting to go.
Okay, so right here we are pulling the tree over with the tree jack. Jake is at my truck, which is parked up here at my left elbow where it just was in the road. Now we could have went across the road. That would have been the only spot to get an actual anchor, but then we would have had to close the road off. So my truck's parked on the top of the hill there. There's a redirect ran over behind the other oak tree that I was tied into, and it's got a block on it, which is going to direct us where we put this right in this little divot between the tree and the road. So as we start finishing up this back cut here, Jake will start jacking on the CMI rope jack, and it's the first time we ever used that piece of machinery or tool, so kind of figuring it out as we go. But yeah, the redirect is going to direct it right next to that oak tree, but keep it out of the road. Let's see how this goes.
Glad it stayed off of them.
I always worry about trees like this out close to the road. You never know how many years ago somebody put wire or something in.
Yeah, I know.
They're a bunch of idiots, but it doesn't have no black in it, so that's a good sign.
No, it looks solid as solid gets. It looks beautiful with the wood, though.
Yeah,
Look at the tiger grain to it. That's wild. That waviness isn't normally in it, but it's got all kinds of waves throughout the grain.
We'll see what kind of lumber it makes. See how long it is.
It's a long one. It had that one little knot, but I mean, that's just like a sucker.
16 feet, literally.
Damn.
I'm still
Yeah, I
afraid.
know they are buying white oak logs right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have bigger slick bark black oaks if the property blows down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the government it would be a fortune to me up in the woods blow down 4 years ago, and they're just laying there rotting.
Want to cut that knot off and leave it long?
Yeah. Well, I want to cut the knot off, and I'm going to cut it about 12 foot long and leave it like that. I think. I don't even know if I can pick that up with my tractor or not. Ooh. Tractor might run.
Yeah, I think we get it down to 12 if you will. So, 10 or 12.
It died during the summer, but I'm sure it's still plenty wet. So.
Yeah.
I had big old ash trees here that you couldn't get on both sides and put your arms around.
Oh, really?
And I had him push them out because they were all dying.
Oh, geez.
Limbs breaking out of them. And they were that way when I bought the property 4 years ago.
Yeah, they're the worst. Them things they've got them ash borers and they just totally wipe them out.